Study Section 1. Scope and Methods of Microeconomics. Introduction. In this study section, we will examine the concept of microeconomics. We will also discuss economic modeling. In doing so, we will distinguish between partial and general equilibrium theory. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this section, you should be able to outline the scope and method of microeconomics, differentiate between partial and general equilibrium approaches to economic modeling. Concept of microeconomics. The first thing that we should discuss is the definition of economics. Economists generally define economics as the study of how individuals and societies use limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. To see how this concept works, think about your own situation. Do you have enough time available for everything that you wish to do? Can you afford every item that you would like to own? Economists argue that virtually everyone wants more of something. Even the wealthiest individuals in society do not seem to be exempted from this phenomenon. This problem of limited resources and unlimited wants also applies to society as a whole. Can you think of any societies in which all wants are satisfied? Most societies would prefer to have better health care, higher quality education, less poverty, a cleaner environment, etc. Unfortunately, there are not enough resources available to satisfy all of these goals. Thus, economics is concerned with the means of allocating scarce resources among competing ends. Thus, economists argue that the fundamental economic problem is scarcity. Since there are not enough resources available to satisfy everyone's wants, individuals and societies have to choose among available alternatives. An alternative and equivalent definition of economics is that economics is the study of how such choices are made. It thus involves allocative decisions made by individuals, households, businesses, and other economic agents, and the broader question of how the society at large allocates resources. Microeconomics is a special branch of economics that studies the allocative behavior of economic entities such as individuals, firms, and governments in isolation. It differs from macroeconomics, which studies the economy as a whole as measured by broad aggregates such as level of output, employment, rate of inflation, and balance of payments. General equilibrium theory forms a bridge between the two by using microeconomic tools to analyze the behavior for the entire economy. Microeconomics is thus concerned with the analysis of the economic behavior of isolated economic units such as individuals, households, and business enterprises. The course content encompasses the theory of consumer behavior and market demand, theory of the firm, revenue and cost functions, market structure, perfect competition, monopoly and monopolistic behavior, factor pricing, and general equilibrium analysis. It also examines the issue of social welfare. The approach to be adopted in this course is static and comparative static analysis. Static analysis is the examination of equilibrium condition that has no tendency to change. Comparative static analysis examines the implication of changes in certain variables and the analysis of different equilibrium positions. It implies instantaneous adjustment to disturbances with a view to achieving equilibrium. Question: the fundamental problem of economics is scarcity. True or false? Feedback. true. Human wants are unlimited, but there are resources. Economics is concerned with the allocation of scarce resources. Economic model building. Economic theory aims at the construction of models to describe the behavior of economic agents and their interaction which creates the economic system. A model is a simplified representation of reality. The degree of abstraction from reality depends on the purpose and complexity of the problem. Models are often built either for analysis, prediction, or both. Analysis implies the explanation of the behavior of economics studying session, while predictive models aim at forecasting the effect of changes in some magnitudes on the economy. The validity of a model depends on several criteria, which include its predictive power, realism of its assumption, consistency, extent of information it provides, simplicity, and the ability of the model to explain the behavior of economists. However, there is no consensus among economists as to which of the attributes of a model is most important. There are two approaches to economic model building. They are partial and general equilibrium analysis. Partial equilibrium analysis entails the examination of individual economic in isolation from the conditions prevailing in other markets. We abstract from the interdependencies that exist between them and the entire economy. General equilibrium analysis is the examination of all markets and all decision-making units in simultaneous equilibrium. It exists if each market is cleared at a positive price, with each consuming agent maximizing satisfaction and each firm maximizing profits. Question: why do economists build models? Feedback: economists build models in order to analyze or make predictions. Study section summary. In this study section, we discussed the scope and method of microeconomics. We also analyzed between partial and general equilibrium approaches to economic modeling. Economic theory aims at the construction of models to explain the behavior of economic agents and the interaction between them. Economic models are used for analysis, prediction, or both. There are two approaches to economic model building. These are partial and general equilibrium approaches. Partial equilibrium analysis is the examination of individual economic agents in isolation, while general equilibrium theory is the examination of all markets and all decision making. This is the end of study section 1. Thanks for listening.